Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I will show you the recap of an American horror movie titled, A House on the Bayou. Spoiler alert. Watch out and take care. John Chambers returned home after a long day at work and met his wife Jess waiting for him. Jess's aura obviously showed she was angry at something. John asked her why she returned early from work and if their daughter Anna was okay. Jess informed him she didn't go to check the house she intended to check as she was a real estate agent. Jess confronted John about his affair with a lady named Vivian. At first, John formed ignorance, but Jess showed him pictures of him and Vivian. She told him that Vivian was one of his students, and they had been having sexual relations for a long time. He tried to explain, but she told him she didn't need an explanation. She said she had just 3 things to say, and she would never opt for a divorce. She instructed him never to meet Vivian again except to end their relationship. He must never tell Anna of the extramarital affairs, and they will go on a family vacation. John was left with no choice, so he accepted her rules. The family traveled to the outskirts of the town. The journey was long, and Anna got tired. She asked who suggested the location and insisted she would get bored, but Jess told her there were never boring places but boring people. As they approached their vacation home, Anna got very excited. The house was big and on the outskirts part of the town. Jess told Anna that the house belonged to one of her clients who wanted to sell it and gave their company the authority to manage it. She sarcastically told John that she had once mentioned visiting the house, but John didn't remember anything about her. They checked into the house and then went to the pool to have fun. John couldn't but notice Jess's weird attitude. He begged her to forgive him. They needed to get some groceries, and Jess insisted she wanted to eat veal cutlet for dinner while John wanted hamburger. Jess told him to get veal cutlet at the nearby store with Anna. John and Anna drove to the store. As they entered the store, they met the owner's grandpappy. Anna stayed by the magazine section to read some magazines while John went to pick up the grocery. While Anna waited, she met a boy named Isaac, who told her she looked like his ex-girlfriend. He complimented her looks and asked for their address. Anna described the vacation home, and Isaac suggested they should go out one day. John bought hamburgers rather than veal. As they paid the hour and left the store, John saw a note from the owner with the inscription, "The devil is watching you." He asked Anna if she noticed something weird about the owner and drove off with Anna without telling her about the note. As they got home, Anna asked about her parents' strange behavior. She told John that if they were to opt in for divorce, she would be fine as many of her friends have divorced parents. She told him she loved them equally and left the car. They met Jess trying to open a door in the house. They joined her in the struggle. During the struggle, Jess asked if John bought veal and John informed her veals was sold out, so he purchased hamburgers. At about the same time, they heard a knock on the door, and Jess went to open the door. The visitor was Isaac, and Isaac invited their family for dinner. At first, Jess refused the offer, but when Isaac told her they could have veal cutlet for dinner and said his grandpappy's store had a lot of veals, Jess got angry at John and agreed to attend the dinner to prove a point. While they prepared for dinner, John told Jess about his letter from grandpappy, but Jess didn't change her mind. She insisted they would attend the dinner. She asked why he didn't buy the veals, and he reminded her Anna doesn't like veals. He called her selfish, saying she only thinks about herself. She asked him if she was the bad parent and talked about the cheating. John responded. He told her at least his whore made him feel better than she made him think, so she slapped him. They heard some noises from Anna, so they went to her. She had a nosebleed. They helped her with her nosebleed and decided not to go for dinner. While they were talking, they heard a knock. It turned out to be Isaac. He told them their oven had spoiled, so they brought the meal and ingredients to prepare at home. Jess invited Isaac and his grandpappy home. Grandpappy went to the kitchen to cook with John. John asked grandpappy about the note, and grandpappy said it was just something he felt like telling him. He said when a person does something like lying and cheating, he invites devil into his life, and John invited the devil. Meanwhile, Jess and Anna talked with Isaac. Jess asked him if he knew who the former owners of the house were, and Isaac replied otherwise, so Jess presumed he wasn't used to the home. The food was done, and they sat to eat. During the dinner, Isaac made weird side comments, and Jess was uncomfortable. Isaac asked to light a candle, and he went to bring the candle. Jess was shocked how Isaac could know about the location of the candles, so she suspected him and asked them to leave immediately after dinner. Isaac didn't want to go. Suddenly, Anna got another nosebleed. Grandpappy asked to use the toilet, and Anna's parents took her to the sitting room. Isaac came to meet them there. He said he knew about the room they couldn't open and showed them the keys. Suddenly, they heard noises from the locked room. Anna's dog, Toby, had entered the room and had been locked in. They begged Isaac for the keys, but he refused. When he dropped the keys, he asked to use the toilet, so he left them with Grandpappy. Grandpappy asked to see the family. He told them he wasn't Isaac's grandfather as he only met Isaac one day during summer. He said Isaac told him he was an orphan with no money, and he only took Isaac in. As they talked, He repeated the conversation about the devil waiting for someone. He told them he wanted to switch on some music, and he played a recording of the conversation between John and Vivian after Jess found out about their relationship. That day, he met with Vivian and told her he was stupid to make Jess suspect him and now he was going to divorce Jess. He told Vivian he loved her, and they kissed. As Jess listened to the conversation, she started crying. She said she was done with the marriage and leaving immediately. She dropped her ring and attempted to walk out when Isaac came back inside with Toby. Anna was excited to see Toby, but she looked towards the window and saw a creature walking around. As they went to check the creature, Isaac suggested that it may be a coyote or wolf, then he removed a gun from the table. Jess begged him for their life, but Isaac asked to see John outside. John left the room with Isaac. It was revealed that John was the one who hired Isaac to pretend to rob them and kill Jess so he could have a good story for Anna and then marry Vivian. He knew Jess's vacation plan would be that house since Jess had always talked about visiting the house. Since Isaac wasn't going with their plan, he threatened not to pay Isaac. Isaac asked them to return to the house and promised to do his job diligently. Upon returning to the house, Isaac said he came to rob them. He said he was going to lock them into the dark room, leave them with some food, then call the police to save them. Jess refused the plan, but John accepted it, so they walked into the room. Isaac asked John to enter the room first. As John entered, Isaac locked him into the room. Another person knocked on the door, and Jess went to the door. It turned out to be Vivian. She said she received an emergency message from John to meet him in that house. Jess asked her to have and get the police, so Vivian entered her car. Before Vivian could drive off, Grandpappy came out of the house with Anna and Anna was holding gasoline. Grandpappy ordered Anna at gunpoint to pour the gasoline on Vivian's car. Anna refused to kill Vivian, and Grandpappy wanted to explain who Vivian was to her, but Jess stopped him. She took the gasoline and asked to pour it herself as she couldn't make her daughter endure such hardship. Jess poured the gasoline on the car, and Grandpappy burned Vivian. Jess attacked Grandpappy and knocked him out. She gave Anna a gun and asked her to shoot Isaac once she saw him. She went into the house to find John but noticed that a coyote had attacked John. As his last word, John asked Jess to tell Vivian she loved him. She took the keys and left the house. She went out and met Isaac with Anna, and she was able to shoot Isaac too. Before dying, she asked Isaac who he was, and he said he was like a moral compass that set the bad people right. Jess and Anna drove to the police station. They explained what they went through to the sheriff, but the sheriff told them there was no house there. Jess refused to believe it, so she asked the sheriff to drive her there. Upon getting there, she didn't find the house, but she found her ring on the floor. She returned to the car with the sheriff. The sheriff told her she wasn't the first to complain about a house like that and asked her to take the camera in the glove compartment. As she switched the camera, she saw a video of Isaac telling her he was right behind her. She looked behind the car and saw Isaac and Grandpappy driving by. The sheriff said Isaac and Grandpappy are not humans, and they help the bayou by setting things right and punishing the evil doers. She told her Isaac gave her a second chance, and she should hold the opportunity tightly. Ending the room, Jess returned to the police station and hugged her daughter passionately. Thank you for watching the recap. Kindly subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post the next recap. See you next time.